Hey Dragon Slayers! Today's video is about Dr. Mindy Pelz hormone feasting recipes. So this one's going to be shrimp scampi and a warm bacon balsamic squash and dandelion salad. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps the channel out. Let's get started. So this particular recipe makes four servings. Each serving is going to have a half cup of scampi with a half cup of spaghetti and acorn squash per serving. For your ingredients, you're going to have one large spaghetti squash that's been halved lengthwise with the seeds removed, olive or avocado oil, one large acorn squash halved lengthwise with the seeds removed, sea salt, freshly ground black pepper, 2 tablespoons of ghee, 8 ounces of wild caught, peeled, and deveined shrimp, 6 minced garlic cloves, 1 teaspoon of sea salt, 1 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper, a half teaspoon of red pepper flakes, 2 lemons juiced and zested, 1 cup of chicken broth, 6 cups of spinach, 1 small bunch of parsley, trimmed and chopped, 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil, 3 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, 1 tablespoon of pure maple syrup, sea salt, freshly ground black pepper, 2 thick bacon cut slices, chopped, 1 medium shallot, finely diced, 4 cups of dandelion greens or other bitter green, such as arugula, kale, radicchio, 1 cup of bulgur or quinoa, cooked according to the package directions. Then we're going to have 1/4 cup of pomegranate seeds, 2 tablespoons of roasted sunflower or pumpkin seeds, and for our instructions, we're going to preheat the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Line a large baking sheet with parchment paper. Lightly grease the flesh of the spaghetti squash with oil. Lightly season with salt and pepper. Then place on the baking sheet, flesh side down. Use a fork or a knife to poke holes in the top of each half. Place it in the oven for 10 minutes while the spaghetti squash starts to cook. Finish prepping the acorn squash. If you don't like the texture or the skin, peel it now. Otherwise, just leave it be. Cut each half into 1/2-inch slices, and as you did with the spaghetti squash, lightly grease all sides of each slice with oil and slightly season with salt and pepper. After the spaghetti squash gets its 10-minute head start, pull out of the oven and add the acorn squash to the baking sheet. Return to the sheet with both squashes in the oven. After another 10 or 15 minutes or so, you're going to want to flip the slices of acorn squash with a spatula. Then continue cooking for another 10 to 15 minutes until both squashes are tender. Once done, remove from the oven, flip the spaghetti squash right side up so it can release more steam, and set aside. Begin cooking the shrimp either while you wait for your squash to finish or after it's resting. Either one works. Heat the ghee in a large skillet over medium to high heat. Once the ghee is fully melted, add the shrimp and garlic and season with salt and pepper and the red pepper flakes. Cook, stirring occasionally until the shrimp becomes pink and opaque. Add the lemon juice and zest along with the broth. As soon as the liquid begins to boil, reduce the heat to low. Simmer until the liquids have reduced by half, then stir in the spinach. After the spinach shrinks and wilts, turn off the heat and gently scoop the flesh from the spaghetti squash into the mixture. The squash's flesh should come apart like pseudo noodles. Toss the mixture together, taste and adjust salt to your own personal preferences. Then you're going to finish the salad. Whisk together the oil, vinegar, maple syrup into a bowl, season with salt and pepper to taste, and set aside. Heat a large skillet over medium to high heat. Add the chopped bacon to the pan, stirring occasionally to help each piece cook evenly. Once most of the fat is rendered and the bacon begins to crisp up at the edges, add in your shallot. Cook for another 1 to 2 minutes or until the shallot becomes translucent. Turn off the heat and toss the dandelion greens. Once the greens are just barely wilted, transfer the contents of the skillet into a large bowl. Add in the prepared vulgar roasted acorn squash, pomegranate seeds, sunflower seeds, tossed together, and then dress with the balsamic vinegar. Serve the scampi with chopped parsley on top and a generous serving of salad on the side. The total nutritional facts for this one is going to be 25 grams per serving of total fat, 33 grams of net carbs, and 47 grams of protein. So that's what I've got for you guys today. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps the channel out. And remember, guys, that together, you and I will slay the dreaded diabetes dragon.